So
Mm-hmm.
knowing that you've already stayed in touch, sometimes 2, 3 weeks, even longer, you've
Yeah.
outlasted the instant gratification, short game.
Yeah.
And so you've kind of proven yourself relationally beyond what a lot of the agents who are just, calling it first day or first few days are doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So I kind of insist on my own self. I don't make it pressure packed in any way. I continuously say, this is about you. If it's just not working and I'm here for you. And I teach a lot of my newer agents, like I got several in Atlanta now. They call me all the time because a lot of new agents are somewhat fearful to try to call a for sale by owner. They think it's like I don't know how to say it. They're afraid they're jumping into the deep end of the pool without a life preserver, and they're not really sure how to handle it. So I just have a couple of easy conversations with them like this, and they'll call me back. John, you're not going to believe this. I got 2 listing appointments next week, and I did just what you said with that first guy, and it worked like a charm. So now, having said all that, so what I tell them then, I just showed you how to get there. Now, when you get there, you better be prepared with a really good listing presentation. You cannot just wing it. The 5 P's: proper preparation prevents poor performance. That's been my motto since I played Little League ball. Okay. So that's how I do for sale by owners. And any questions so far? Okay. Expireds? Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm going too fast, because I know you got a limited time, my next one's not till 3:30, Matthew, so I can go a good ways if you guys want. But I just want to try to get as much here as I can, and then you guys can, fire back to me. Okay, so now let's talk about expired listings. So in my humble opinion, an expired listing and a withdrawn listing, in some states, they call it an off-market listing. It's the same conversation. Now, this is a different conversation than Mr. For Sale by Owner, and I'll tell you why. This takes a little bit of time. You see how I had to walk Tom down that path, and I'll get that listing once I get there, 90% of the time. The expired world is a fast moving target. I mean, it expired last night. 50 agents are calling them in the first 3 days, maybe more. I mean, they're calling 8, 10 hours a day relentlessly. The voicemail fills up. So now you got a problem. How do I navigate through all these other realtors? How can I even have a conversation with these people? All right. So this is where I think there's a science, believe it or not, into how you actually leave a voicemail. So let me explain. So, after I get a few of these, the sellers, once they kind of let their guard down, they tell me what the other agents are saying on their voicemail or how they're trying to approach them, and it kind of helps you. But so let's say a listing expired last night at midnight, and I got some leads here, and I want to start calling expireds today. So before 12 noon, they're probably going to have 10, 12, 15, 20 realtors calling them. Just no let up. And they're going to get just a barrage of voicemails. And it's usually somewhere along the lines, because sellers typically tell me this after the fact. Hi, this is so-and-so from Remax. I'm the #1 agent in your neighborhood, and I see your listing just expired. You need to call me back. I'm the only one in the neighborhood qualified to get your home sold. So, okay, fine. So they leave their number. On to the next one. Okay, this is Mary with Century 21. I'm with the #1 team of the #1 office, and I'm the #1 this. And here's my cell phone, and your listing just expired. And, all about me, but no solutions. Okay. So they'll get 4 or 5 of those, and then they'll get probably 8 or 10 more of those. And then what happens is, the minute these sellers get wind, oh gosh, another realtor leaving a voicemail, they just start deleting them. You know what I mean? After 5, 6, 8, they just start deleting them. They're sick of us already, and they haven't even met us yet. Okay. So I'm going to throw them a curveball here. So we know, as Matthew and I have been saying, when we see expired, we know typically they got their hand up. So they just made a recent attempt, real recent, to sell their house. It just didn't connect for whatever reason. Okay. So What does a seller need? I'll ask you the question, Matthew. What does a seller need to sell a house?
Well, they got to have a buyer to show up and be willing to pay them something for it, right?
So they need a buyer. So why don't we try something like this? They care less who I am, what baseball cap I'm wearing, how many homes I've sold, where I'm from. I talk funny. I'm from Michigan. They care less. They want to know who's going to help them get their home sold. How about this? Hi, this is John D. Smith. I'm with eXp Realty right here in Matthews. I was just curious, are you still accepting offers on your home for sale on Galway Court? My cell number is 704-999, and then repeat it twice. Always repeat it twice. Now think about what I just did there. By the way, that is my favorite one to date. If you use that voicemail script religiously every week, it's 6 figures a year for withdrawals and expires. I guarantee you, because I'm living proof. Okay. I'm no smarter than anybody else. And my wife of 30 years reminds me of that every week. Okay. I just work harder than most at this stuff right here. So I'm a huge proponent. The better your phone skills, you're going to hit home run after home run, where 90% of agents don't take the time and they just what? Wing it. They wing it on the phone, they wing it on the voicemail, and then heaven forbid they wing it when they get there, and then the ball really drops. Okay? So what did I just say? Are you still accepting offers? Now picture that homeowner. Let's say it's a husband and wife. They just got home from work. They're listening to this whole rampage of voicemails. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. They're tired of us. And then here comes this guy with this Michigan voice, and he says, wait a minute, did you hear that guy? He said something about offers. So they go to play mine back again. Okay, did you hear what he said? Are you still accepting offers? Now, wait a minute. He said EXP, so we know he's a realtor. So what does this guy want? Is he just chasing our listing? Does he have a buyer? Does he think he can get a buyer if we give him the listing? Does he want to buy it himself? We better call him back. And then I probably have 3 times the callback rate. I mean, don't take it the wrong way, but I just do because I've been doing this so long. So they're curious as heck as to what I have to say. I mean, how simple can that be? Are you still accepting offers? So here's what's going to happen. I'm more, I got a lot of gray hair now. I'm more now the longer I'm in this. Let's cut to the chase. Okay. So if their brother-in-law is their realtor, they're not going to call you back. If they decided they're not going to move and they're just going to stay put, they're not going to call you back. If they've already committed to another realtor, they're not going to call you back. So who are we looking for? We're looking for sellers that still want to sell that have not yet recommitted to the next realtor. That's our sweet spot. And there's a ton of them out there. As I just, mentioned, I got 5 in the last 6 weeks. And 3 of them told me, John, we were so curious about the voicemail you left us. That's why we wanted to call you. So I'm all about, if we can get them calling us back, we're halfway there. We're 80% there. Now you just got to go prepared. Okay. So, and I know you guys are all sitting there wondering, what are you going to do now, John, when he calls you back and you don't have an offer? I'm going there in a second. Okay. You're wondering that, right? Okay, watch.
John is again using the power of curiosity. That is one of the best motivators for human beings on the planet, right?
Exactly right.